select the tune the body and pull it up, footings pull up, say.
Right?
Well, I've been known to throw around the truth once in a while.
Okay.
0, ignition, liftoff.
Real talks. We got Malachi. We
There
got
he is.
Buzz.
That's it.
0,
So we're here
ignition,
at the atrium, the location.
liftoff.
It's our privilege today to share with you.
What's up, what's up, what's up? We got the Real Talks podcast with your host Malachi Malay and Mr. Nick Simpson, aka Buzz.
All right. Hey. Sorry. Little late there, people. Little late there. I had to do some special treatment. Anyways, TRT, here we are, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
Self-isolation, we're not touching. That's my fist pumping. I'm fist pumping.
Where do you get these t-shirts from, man? Seriously, where did you get these t-shirts from?
Well, I just, this one here, watched the movie there, Harlequin Quinn, the Joker, she was in that. Then they did a second movie. And I'm just sitting there with my girlfriend watching the movie, and all of a sudden I'm looking at the one scene. I look over, and the one female detective, I think she was, had this shirt on. I went, OMG, I said, that is the funniest thing I've seen, because I like having a shirt where you can just sit there in the lineup at Walmart, and all of a sudden someone looks over you and you go, yeah, you're looking. It brightens your day. If it offends you, then it's too bad.
So let me ask you this then. So
I got someone to make some.
So do you love when people look at you?
No, I just like to have the shock factor because, like I said, you're sitting at Walmart and everyone's just angry, whatever, or didn't have a good day.
Yeah.
And right now, when you go to Walmart, it's a mad rush on toilet paper. I could touch base Tylenol. There's no Tylenol on the shelves because they're saying COVID. You can't take ibuprofen.
Mm-hmm.
So you just can brighten someone's day. That's it. It's like my car. You go, that's a damn good looking car. I like certain things, and that's the way it is.
No, okay. Some people, they wear colorful shirts, they wear hats, but you purposely have t-shirts on for shock value. So
Not all the time, just for the show.
all the time, man.
Weekends.
All the time. So I just want to ask you, like, because you're gonna get the shock value regardless, right? So do you love, like, when you get the shock value?
How I look at it.
Yeah. What happened?
When I seen that movie, I thought it was funny. It made me laugh.
Okay.
That's it. If you can't have a chuckle, a laugh, then just be grumpy. Go wear a plain shirt from Giant Tiger, has nothing on it.
So
it's unique.
So when you get the shock value, how does that make you feel on the inside? Honestly.
If it put a smile on someone's face, then that's all that matters.
Okay, so it's for the other people.
Yeah, I like it too. I think it's funny. Every time I look at it or put it on, I went, that's funny.
Okay. I was curious.
Not all my clothes are like this. Not all my clothes
No, I
are
was
like
curious
this.
because most people, they don't want attention brought to themselves, right? So, but you're like, yo, I don't care. So I'm like, okay,
yeah, not all the time.
Doing something on the inside.
Not all the time.
Nah?
But no, I like it. It's funny. Like when I was watching a movie with my girlfriend, and I go, look at that shirt, and I had a big smile. I went, oh my God, that's so funny. I go to work, and I show a picture of the shirt. Boom! I made 3 shirts up just like that. I showed 2 other guys. Mm-hmm. They both wanted one.
Hey, you know what? Joe Preston's here. Say, bring him on, man.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Preston's watching.
Good, hey. Joe. Good job last week. You're a smooth character.
You know what? That's exactly what I was gonna say. You know, minus the smoothness. Like, he gave a lot of information that a lot of the city always assumed, but they never had any raw facts. And that's the beauty about the show, because he was able to come on the show and speak the truth. Like, for example, the transit, with the needles. Yeah. You know, it's a whole bunch of stuff that was happening, right? Because
he answered it. Better than a career politician, I thought he would. He answered all the questions head on. Mm-hmm. And Joe, 85% of them, you passed them all. That is better than Trudeau and the rest of them. You hit them straight on. He gave us exactly what was his thoughts were and his ideas. So he actually impressed me. So there you go. Thumbs up, Joe. He got my vote. Got my vote.
Hey, you got my vote too, because you know what? It's the first time I actually, in any municipality, you know what I mean? Whether it be Toronto, Mississauga, St. Thomas, the first time a mayor actually told the truth.
He didn't dance around.
No.
He didn't dance around every question. He hit him straight on. The one I watched it a couple times.
Okay.
I'm ready for the tough questions here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm ready for the tough questions. I went.
Like he was asking for
and
it.
it was. You know what? And out of respect, I didn't come in here. We kind of talked before, and I always will. I might sound like a blowhard, but well done. He's and talked about certain things on how the city was just attracting builders, and he made a lot of sense because for the longest time, let's build St. Thomas, build St. Thomas, and forget about transit.
Correct.
Forget, and a lot of other things got left in behind, and we're talking about the homeless, and then they closed down.
We were talking about the fact that St. Thomas doesn't have the desirable jobs, not taking in consideration transit could change all of that. When somebody could actually come into St. Thomas or even leave St. Thomas to actually commute and get a job and bring back the money into the city, right? Transit is very important.
Yeah, very important.
Extremely important. And not only it was he talking about, you know what, let's do this. It's actually a plan.
Yeah.
It's a plan that's in the works that's actually going to happen.
You know, and yeah, you're right. And I think we have the best city council yet of my age together. A lot of experience. Mm-hmm. And the whole funding thing and how he broke it all down, a lot of simpletons in St. Thomas or people that don't pay attention, he broke it down. And if you didn't hear it all, replay it.
You gotta replay it. Right now, you guys could check out the podcast on iTunes, on Spotify, on YouTube, the Real Talks podcast. And okay, what is the federal and provincial government going to do for small business owners?
This is the COVID. This is Daryl. I got one of your. That's what I talked about, licking handrails. That's Daryl said that on Facebook.
Okay.
We get right into COVID, and we might as well, because I'm going to tell you right now, Joe Preston, what hot job, good job. But right now, this is for real, people. COVID-19. This is the real deal.
Yeah.
I was one of those naysayers 2 weeks ago, and I'm full into this, and I'm not fear-mongering any of you, because you're on the fence. We're talking before. You're like, yeah. This is happening. Mm-hmm. You're a small business. Daryl Grattan, small business, Elgin Pest Control, and I was reading some of your stuff, Daryl. My girlfriend has small business. I work for small business. When you have your small business, there is no support prior to COVID-19. It's either you write off your fuel receipts, you write off your dinner, and you get your little tax brackets and all that. But I'm going to tell you right now, people don't want him coming into homes for Elgin Pest Control, right? My girlfriend's business is shut down for teaching. The March break is the busiest for teaching driver's ed.
Yeah.
It's the biggest week of her year. They're all on hold because the nation's on hold. Now, we got 40 and we got Trudeau saying state of emergency. Have you ever heard of state of emergency? Other than you hear hurricanes?
Not in my lifetime.
Volcanoes, or whatever,
Canada.
state of emergency. For Canada, state of emergency.
Yeah.
So that's fine and dandy to announce that. What's the plan? So every day everyone tunes in, sees the numbers going like this with COVID. Mm-hmm. Self-isolate. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you, a week ago people thought this is a time to vacation, party, do nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't go to a restaurant. Mm-hmm. Right? A lot of small businesses in town, you can't go to a restaurant because of gatherings, right? Gatherings, teaching, gathering, students, gatherings. But whoa. The biggest disrespect till just recently in the last few hours, in the last 3 days, the big three. So profits over people.
What do you mean by that?
Get in here, build me a car. Everyone touches that car, right from the forklifts on the trailers to the line, down the line, touching it. You're having lunches, just like a restaurant.
Hold on, you're talking about Toyota, right?
Toyota, the big three.
Okay.
Auto workers, parts plants. Anywhere where you've got over, and they say anything gathering over 50 people, like shut down St. Patty's Day. Now, the biggest day of the year for any Irishman, they go out, drink green beer, and do whatever. That was done.
Yeah.
So it's okay to go build a stupid car? No one's buying a car when you're on lockdown. Nobody's cleaning the car when you're on lockdown. Mm-hmm. So my point is, they're putting all these people in these places, but don't go over there and eat dinner with your family with 30 people in a restaurant, but go build a car, go build a part with thousands of people. Does it make sense when you say state of emergency?
Well, unfortunately, that's the state of the world, man. Money runs it.
It's rubbish. So now there's a COVID case in Cambridge, and Toyota was going to shut down for 2 days and clean and go back.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
But just to be clear, apparently that 2 days turned into the
2 weeks paid.
Yes.
So okay, those people get paid.
10 days.
Small
paid.
business people.
Yeah.
What is their benefits? I'm trying to read and answer your question, Daryl. What is it for small business people? You don't get EI because you run a business. You run a business. So if you shut down, Malachi, you can't apply for unemployment insurance. So we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Karen Vecchio and another friends are sharing this stuff about unemployment. Someone answered to me because I tried to respond to Vecchio's post on Facebook. Here's how I'm reading it. Tell me if it's right. If you got COVID-19, they're waiving the wait times. Now, if your plant closes or your shop or wherever you work reduces hours or laid off because of COVID and self-isolation stuff, it says it follows normal protocol. So that means if you're sick, you get paid, which I got nothing wrong with that, people. The person that can't go to work, we still got to wait 2 weeks. There's no, is that if I'm reading that right? Is that right? That I might as well go lick a handrail. Because 90% of the people recover from COVID, if the numbers are right, or greater. Only 4% die of it. So 96% of us will recover. But if you're sick, you get paid. But if you're laid off, you don't get paid. There's no help here. What's going on in the last 10 days is not over.
If you're sick, you have a potential of dying, though. That's the...
Same with the flu and everything else.
It's a little bit different, man. It's a little bit different.
Well, I want to know,
today.
is it true that we still got to wait?
It's a little bit different today. Because Greg, it was Greg, I forgot, was saying something very powerful. That shouldn't stop.
But like Daryl, what are they doing for Daryl and small business?
That's what he's trying to say,
Yeah.
I believe. Where's the system for small business owners, and where's the systems for people that are actually, the people that are grinding? Like, there is no system, right?
Well, they're saying that they're going to give you relief on mortgage payments, rent. It's all good to say these things, but is it really going to follow through? Because I'm going to tell you, people, this is the start of this, and it's going to go hard.
Yeah, and in that, you got to qualify, too. Not everybody's
you have a job.
That's not the qualification. That's not the only qualification. See, it's not. They're not just gonna hand over this money. They're not gonna hand over this relief. You have to definitely qualify.
Well, it is listed there. I understand all you've worked in the last 52 weeks. It's based on your last 52 works of weeks.
Yes.
Welfare is a different thing. If you're on welfare, you can get it.
You're gonna get your money. So that's out of the equation. But
my question is, I'm reading things online, and we'll get to those questions later in the show. Someone do some research. If you got COVID, they waive the 1 week. If you're laid off because of shortage of work, or they told you to self-isolate and you're not with the COVID, is it still they're waiving the 1 week, or you have to do the 1 week? So later on we're going to get to that, because that kind of ticks me off. The small businesses, they can bleed their heart and tell us it's a state of emergency.
Yeah.
It leads to my next point.
which is?
I've never heard state of emergency. You're going to hear me say state of emergency probably 1,000 times tonight.
Okay.
So, postal workers. I had a postal worker come into my office Monday, wanted to buy a gift card. Went into work, told them to go home at 7:20. They're off for 2 weeks paid. And again, I'm just relaying. I'm not jealous they're getting paid. That's what they're doing. They're government run. Okay?
Yeah.
They're telling restaurant owners, no in-store dining. You're getting FA.
Mm-hmm.
You could do takeout. So government-run employees. If you've been to the liquor store, if you've been to the beer store lately, and you're sitting about this close from anybody, and you're sitting in line, and everyone's talking and breathing on it, isn't that a gathering? But whoa, state of emergency. Keep the liquor stores open. Now they're reducing the hours, so you're going to put pandemonium. More people are freaking out. They're not taking empties at the beer store, which is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But again, here's the liability factor on this whole government thing. We're saying it's a state of emergency, but we're going to keep certain things open because they're tax havens and cash cows for the government.
Correct.
So, someone at the beer store, hear me out, analogy here. 2 days of going through empties and throwing them around. All of a sudden, because this incubates in so many days you don't know you have it, all of a sudden, I wish this on nobody. I wish this on nobody. 10 days from now, there's 30 liquor store, beer store workers with COVID because of empties. Where's the government now? This should go to lockdown. My point, it should go to lockdown.
The whole country lockdown.
You need fuel, you use the pay passes, you need anything. If someone wants to do delivery, you know what I'm saying? But
so how's that gonna work though? You transport go lockdown too? Because without the transport, there's no food.
Without truckers, you have nothing.
That's what I'm saying. So, do the truckers go on lockdown as well?
When you lock down, you lock down. What's Italy doing? You guys see all the pictures online. Pictures don't lie. Where's this go? When you say state of emergency, what level? I know this is all new to everybody. I just don't understand lockdown this. But hey, everyone get together, build a car, everyone touch it, let's go have lunch together. It's what message are we sending?
The message is that it's all about money when you have, it's all about money when you work for an institution that's driven by numbers.
Mad respect to the people that work in hospitals, the doctors,
You know,
the frontline workers that can't say I can stay home.
they can't.
Mad respect.
Correct.
You know, and thank you all the doctors, nurses, firefighters, and police. Thank you. Because everyone else, you know, there's a certain amount of this population that thinks this is a goddamn staycation. It's a vacation.
So do you think people are not taking it seriously, I guess?
I think it's starting to go serious.
It is.
But we're such media driven, we're such sheep.
Yeah.
That, you know, it's just a common flu and everyone's going to be fine. Get woke, people. Get woke.
So who do you think is driving the media? Is it the people, or do you think the
You don't want
government?
pandemonium. Look at the shit tickets, the toilet paper issue.
Okay.
Look at that happen.
I don't even know how that
Look at the hand sanitizer.
Okay.
I go to Walmart today.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, I want to get a board game. I'm kind of a little bit of isolation right now. I'm going to get a board game, stay home. I go there and say, hey, can I get some hand sanitizer? For the love of God, there's one of them.
Yeah.
And it says limit per one. I get one. I go on the other side of the other aisle. There's no Tylenol. Because now you read, everyone, the sheep out there, not saying you all are, they say not to take ibuprofen if you catch COVID. That's the Tylenol's on the shelves.
So why is that?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole article. I can't read everything. I'm not a freaking doctor. But as soon as people see people rushing for toilet paper, what's everyone do? They go for toilet paper. Now it's Tylenol. It's hand sanitizer. And by the way, there's a girl, a young lady on St. Thomas Swap and Sale selling homemade hand sanitizer.
Homemade.
I ordered 5 bottles tomorrow. Guess how much it is a bottle?
How much?
$4, people. And what it is,
price.
99% alcohol and aloe vera. I said messenger. I said I'll pick up tomorrow 5 bottles, no problem.
That's a great price, man.
Entrepreneur right there.
You know what? I was saying this from day one. You know, Greg was talking about there's absolutely no help for small businesses, right? And he is right. But the truth is that I think every small business person knew that. You know what I mean? Like from day one, small business people have never got any help.
No, they do get help in other means where they can write certain things off, so you get kickbacks. But when the poop hits the fan like this, when there's nothing, then you realize you have nothing.
I'm talking about retirement. I'm talking about pension. I'm talking about those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about writing things off. I'm talking about the serious stuff, right? Like at the end of the day, when you're an entrepreneur, I think that's the risk you take because, you know, for you not to be controlled by the system, there's a humongous risk. That means you cannot feed off the system. I don't think, I believe, I would love entrepreneurs to get help from the government. But being an entrepreneur, you're saying, I don't want to be a part of the system. Okay, LCBO is going strong. Cheryl is saying that. Brett is saying social media finally steered Toyota to make the right decision. So social media is actually making a difference, you know, if we use it correctly, right? But to stay on topic, but to actually morph into something kind of crazy, let's say I don't really want to talk about this because some people are really afraid, but at the same time, let's say we are on the end of the world. Let's say we are approaching that, right?
The end of days?
The end days. If you was to die today, are you happy with your life? Are you able to sit there and say, you know what, I did everything I ever wanted to, and I'm okay dying right now. I'm good.
I'm not there yet.
Well, let me ask you, what will be one thing you're like, no, you gotta give me some time so I can at least do this last thing?
Well, everyone's always got a bucket list. Is that you talking a bucket list?
I'm talking. I'm not really a bucket list. I'm talking about something that, if you have to do this before you go.
Well, yeah, I would always think that you want to see your children have children.
Okay.
If you have children, I think that's. Geez, I'm giving my soft side out to people. Yeah, I'd like to see my child have children. And then if I'm lucky enough to watch them have children.
No, I'm talking about you.
Me?
You personally.
I live balls to the wall all the time. I live hard every day. I live with, like you say about my shirts.
Yeah.
That's part of me being lively. I could be normal people sitting in line going, not looking around, or even doing this. Who has the balls to come on and do what we're doing? Because it'd already be done, right? So we're already doing things. I'm doing things that other people have told me for years that, you're always been one of the biggest wasted talents I've ever met.
Who said that? That they said it to you?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I worked in the factory. My humor's been the same forever.
Okay. So they were referring to you were not walking in your purpose?
Yeah, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I've had a key to communicate to people. I've had a key to see light or quick wit.
Okay.
So, to answer your question, if it was done tomorrow, there's only a few things. I'm with the girl that I love very much.
Okay.
I'd like to see my child have children, and if that didn't happen, but I'm okay. If this is the end of days, which I hate to see that, but if we don't take this seriously, we're going to be on strict lockdown.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Right.
If we don't flatten the curve, they say. But
I think the epidemic becomes extremely large only because people are just going day by day and not really focusing on things they love, not really focusing on the life they want. So now they're like, holy shoot, my life could come to an end.
I don't think some families don't know what to do when they're together in the same room and they can't go and do something.
You're right. Because
most people are okay. I like to go to work. If I'm in this relationship, you go to work today, I go to work, we come home, we have dinner, and it's a routine.
It's a routine. That's
to break the routine, to say, hey, we got to self-isolate. It's like, okay, everyone's got a screen in front of their face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, here's down in Port today, Mackey's is open, takeout only. But everything else is shut down for it's takeout also only. But you do the roundabout there, and there's a couple hundred people on the beach. The self-isolation ain't getting to everybody, or be away. People are still congregating. Let's see in 10 days if that's the same action on the beach. Because 10 days from now, it's a lot warmer. I've seen a lot of ignorant Americans down for spring break down there, and you should hear how they're talking. If I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. Well, who are you going to tax? You're taxing your health care.
You know what? I think I think there's going to be twice as much more people on the beach a month from now than there is right now.
That's why I don't think you take this seriously enough. That's what I got that feeling earlier.
It has nothing to do with. I do take it serious, right? But now what I'm saying is that I do take it seriously. But the problem is that I think people choose to ignore reality. You know what I mean? Like, there's people out there. There's evil people out there. There's people that could care less about you. There's people that will kill you if they had an opportunity of getting away with it, right? And I also, the way I try to live my life is, you know what? If I was to die today, I'm perfectly fine. I'm dying with a smile on my face because there's absolutely nothing that I ever wanted to do that I haven't done already, right?
Well, good for you.
So the calmness is not really not taking it seriously. The calmness is that, you know what? this is what I've been preparing for my whole life. You know, I mean, I prepared.
So okay, and I get that, and it's amazing that you're at peace with yourself.
See, I'm being
Feng
serious
shui.
here, man.
I am being. I'm listening to you, but
like,
if you're okay to go tomorrow, I wouldn't be okay. I would. Wouldn't you like to see one of your children have children?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
but absolutely, I would love that. But I'm talking about, I would love that, right? But at the same time, you know, I think we need to chase everything we always wanted to chase, whether it be for ourselves. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? For ourselves, right? Because our children are going to be good without us. You know, when they're 20, 30, 40 years old and they have kids and whatever, have families, they become grandparents, they're going to be okay without us. The problem is that a lot of the times we live for other people, but the truth is that we don't live for ourselves, right? And that's where the paranoia and confusion comes into play when you're stuck here and you're forced to face you're forced to face you're forced to face who you are, and you don't know who the heck you are.
Well, that happens for a lot of us.
Yeah.
You're at peace with it, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things that you think in your 20s and 30s, you think you evolved into a different place in your life. You know, for instance, I look back at my 30s, I was a complete embarrassment.
yeah,
I think I was a complete embarrassment, 20s and 30s, because if you think I'm out of hand right now, I was way out of hand then, and you learn. You're a calm nature guy anyways, you know, like we're like yin and yang. Like I said before, you're the black Ron McLean and I'm the fat grapes.
Well, Brett here is saying now's not the time to chase your dreams. See, I think you're miscommunicating what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that I think right now people are being forced to take an evaluation of their whole life. You know what I mean? Like exactly what you just said. Let's say you have a family, the wife goes away to, you know, to work, you go away to work, and then all of a sudden now you guys are forced to communicate. And you can't.
Wow, this is a new thing. We got to be around each other.
Correct.
This isn't a vacation. You can make it a little vacation, do trips. You can still go outside, but like at the beach, couple hundred people out there, in 80%, 70% of it was all children, and it's just, what do children do? They run up to other children.
Yeah.
Like again, we don't even know if this is going to happen next week. This is how the world's evolving right now.
Absolutely.
And I'm not putting fear in anybody. If your employers are good enough to tell you to stay home and give you money, take advantage of that and spend it with family. Correct. Do the right thing.
Correct. That's exactly what I'm coming
And we
down
wrestle with the small business, and I've had talks with my boss. It will cripple us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but some small businesses are. Some small businesses are robbing Peter to pay Paul,
Yeah.
or vice versa, and it's a scary thought.
Majority of small businesses, this is going to cripple them. Like you go 2 weeks without a paycheck, it's going to damage you. You know what I mean? Because you got to rebuild that. You know, it's not a guaranteed income. Even when you come back, you got to rebuild whatever customer loyalty you had before, because you know you had to shut down for a while, right? So yeah, absolutely. And
you're so right. Brywood, my girlfriend was telling me, Brywood had they said they'll come and deliver for free groceries to your house, and one of the comments, and don't quote me on this, said, I will always remember this when this is done and have a lifetime customer in that regards. And you know what? Those are powerful words.
yeah,
I will always remember this in the time of crisis.
correct.
You know, and this will change everyone's paradigm and how they live probably forward. There's there's three things that are going to jack in price after this is all done.
Food,
Toilet paper, hand sanitizer,
okay,
and Lysol.
Lysol,
Yeah.
okay. Hey, what you were saying?
Now you're going to have
Brywood.
people always waiting for the next pandemic, and trust me, the shortage of all those three products, and they're not always short, but I'm going to tell you, I think everyone's going to be, today I got one in my car.
Yeah.
I got one in my car. I've never had hand sanitizer in my car.
You're right.
Right? We go to hospitals, we go to certain, like if I walk into the dentist's office or wherever, oh, it's there. You go over there, you soap it up, I rub it all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And Ashley's right, man. Ashley's saying it's very extremely scary for small businesses. what puts my mind at ease is we are all in it together.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the point we're trying to make here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think epidemics like this or scary scenarios like this bring businesses together. Exactly. I mean, bring people together.
Yes.
Exactly what you're saying about Briarwood, that they would deliver the food for free.
Yeah, and a lot of people are doing that for free too. And
You know what
I'm
I mean?
not just selecting one business. Everything I see on social media for St. Thomas is outstanding.
Exactly. Exactly.
All the love of people posting food that's getting delivered. You know, and my boss John shared this. And again, don't quote me on this. I got the worst memory on certain things. Some things I'm right on it.
Yeah.
Remember the small businesses in town that helped your sports teams.
Yes.
You know, every year you come up and they give you a nice letter, and I'm not making fun of it. It's just me, just how I deliver it. Here, I'm coming to you again, Malachi. I want St. T Fashions to help my 10-year-olds in the hockey and whatever. Here's 500.
Yeah.
Let's just help these small businesses as when we get back and we're healthy, help get them rejuvenated, take the family out, because we've always been there for them in the community. Bring it back, and I know St. Thomas will do that. I know St. Thomas will do that. I'll put that challenge out to you. Support local, and I know, and I said before in a previous podcast, St. Thomas loves their own.
Yes.
Just like every other city. I don't live in their cities, but I can talk about St. Thomas.
Yes. Yes. And Cheryl.
Because Amazon ain't going to support your local hockey team.
No, they're not. They're not.
But
Absolutely.
you can go and order a ton of toilet paper, and they'll deliver right to your door.
And a lot of people don't realize how extremely like grateful they should be for small businesses. You know what I mean? Because they run the economy. They hold the economy afloat. You know what I mean?
It keeps stuff real, because big box
Yeah.
shoves stuff down your throat.
It's all about the money. Once they cannot produce money, once they cannot get money off of you, you're done.
Yeah.
They'll throw you away, chew you up, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I think what's happening right now is that people are actually realizing, you know what? Who in this city we should give love to once this whole thing is done? Because once this whole thing is done, God forbid, you know, it ends a lot quicker than I hope. Than I believe it's gonna end, right? Once this whole thing is done, these small businesses are not gonna instantaneously just bounce right back.
No, they don't.
You know what I mean?
No, it's long term.
It's gonna take the city to help these small businesses fast track that comeback.
This just stalled. Well, it can flatten. You know what? It can flatten out house prices. This will flatten out rent inflation. All the things that you talked about in previous podcasts, where it's going to flatten it all out a little bit, because certain things were getting out of hand.
Yeah.
But show love, anyways. You know.
Yeah, and you know, Ashley is also giving us, actually saying this is the most realist talk so far.
Well, there you go. That's why I'm ready for the special occasion.
You know, and we do a lot of, you know, commentary. We do a lot of jokes and all that kind of stuff. But the truth is that the podcast is really designed to give a voice for real subjects. That's what it's really designed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the same time, you know, views, you know, you have to somehow stretch the whole demographic of what we're trying to do. Meaning to say that sometimes you have to go to an avenue that maybe it will start a little bit of controversy. But at the end of the day, if we concentrate on the real issues that this city needs in order to survive, small businesses, you know what I mean? Helping one another when we're out, you know, when we're down. Yeah. Somebody that doesn't have any food, just, yo, what's up? You need something?
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
And the food bank, too, in town.
The food bank. I seen a lineup on the food bank.
Yeah, and you know what? And there's a lot of people pitching in and helping there, and not to forget about them, because, you know, you see the crazy... Just think about this, people. The craziness, and I keep saying certain things over and over again. The whole craziness about toilet paper. What do you think the food bank's going through?
Correct.
You know, there's people there freaking out now. If they can't even afford enough groceries, enough of everything that people are losing their brain cells over. And there's a couple ladies I follow on Facebook with the St. Thomas Food Bank, and they're doing a great job too. And that's our main thing at the Loud Cook Service Center, is that anything we do for functions goes to the food bank.
Yeah,
and I'm not being picky, but that's just, if you don't have a full belly food, you can't go work.
You're right, because people are not realizing, because right now, if you go to the Walmart or the grocery stores, the food is scarce. So people have to hold back on giving. So that means the food bank is not getting the regular supply or donations.
It's taxing everything.
Correct.
Yeah.
So now people that rely on the food bank on a weekly basis are going to go there, and whatever they usually get is going to be limited to probably a fraction of what they used to get, right? So that means they're starving people right now in the community, you know? Yeah. So we need to come together as a community and say, you know what? Who needs help without any judgment? You know, we have to be transparent in a way where it's like people are not afraid to say, I need help.
No, and you know, that's right. I seen that too, a post in Port Stanley about we don't judge. And that's the biggest thing, you don't judge. And I know some of you simpletons are going to tell me I judge all the time. You know, that's just e-bikes and that kind of stuff. But everyone needs to eat. And hey, listen, if you got to take your e-bike to go get some food, go ahead. I'll let you off on that one. But you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I might judge on the small things, but the real thing is, this is a real deal going on.
It's a real deal.
This is the real deal. Wash your damn hands.
Yeah.
Stop shaking hands. Stop hugging. Stop.
And just help.
Go out when you have to go out and use the proper precautions. You know. And again, I know Cheryl's going to be long-winded. I can see Cheryl from here. Easy, Cheryl. Toronto's not playing. Just remember, when I said before this pandemic actually came down as a pandemic, the billionaires told their millionaires to sit down and not play sports. Think about that, because they made an educated decision to pull it because they knew how contagious it was.
Yeah.
Okay? So if billionaires told millionaires to sit down, but let's go keep building a damn car. No one's going to buy a car. No one's buying a house. What people are doing is buying food and wondering where their next paycheck is.
Yeah.
And that's the real deal. And I don't have all the answers, and I'm not here. That's the real deal. Times aren't tough right now. It's going to get tougher, and that's how we're going to show St. Thomas proud. You got to
St. Thomas proud. The definition of that is St. Thomas love.
Yeah.
We gotta love each other and take care of each other. You know.
Yeah. So I think you want to take some of those. There's a lot of questions.
Well, Cheryl is saying Costco is not doing any refunds.
Yeah. Who the hell wants a return of toilet paper? That's like getting panties or underwear. They don't do that anyways.
And Alicia is saying, you know, people should just stop giving dirty looks for mothers that actually take their kids to do grocery shopping. Because she's saying, you know, what choice do you got? You can't leave your kids at home if they're small, right? So I
don't see too many kids out and about at the grocery stores. I've seen a ton of them down at Port Stanley. So it's a yin and yang thing again.
Well, obviously it's happening, right? She said it, right? And it's the truth, though, right? It's the truth, because I think what we fail as a society is judgment without understanding. You know, when Joe Preston came on last week, there's a whole bunch of stuff we thought this is how the city is running things, and when he started explaining it, it was like, wow, that's amazing, because it's like, this is totally the opposite of what I thought. You know what I mean?
Well, most of it for me, yeah. Yeah,
so it's like, you know, Alicia, she's talking about with the judgment elements, like a lot of times, whether it be you know, homeless people, whether it be people on e-bikes, whether it be single mothers, whether it be
I don't know why people are judging
the system.
Who's judging
anybody?
Yeah,
we should not judge because we don't know people's circumstances.
No, like, for one, I'm not going to judge anyone bringing kids to a grocery store. Like, whoever's going to judge